I've been putting some neat stuff in there. I do believe we posted this one without audio. We went straight from the posting to the editing. So I'm getting them mixed up. That's why we'll get this one done. I'll check the last posting because I have the Prairie Dog Family in the background. We have the bass in the background, and I exported that into here with a little bit of the recording going on. And I can show you a little bit of that right now. We can put a little bit of that at the end because we don't have, we're at 1451 and I can go to 1458, so we can tack a little bit of the closing onto that, what I just captured us doing here in Share Factory. And I got the bass going. What I like to do is speed this one up, but if I speed this one up, that's really gonna put the Prairie Dogs into overdrive. And they're going fast enough as it is. So I just might leave that like that. I can use this in other spots. What this here is all about is building the office building along with the barracks. Because I might put the second floor in on the building, and upstairs I'll put the barracks, and this first floor will be like Grizzle's offices for the park and for the tank garage and this administrative stuff that might be going on, keeping track of his awards and his I'm just making that up. Yeah, Grizzle, he's got a few awards, but they're nothing fabulous. Yeah, like I said, mediocre. He has fun playing, not always. Like I said, sometimes he's the first tank out of a battle. There's 15 on the side, so it takes a while. But he'll sit there and watch the battle. He doesn't go back to the garage. He kind of watches, see what the rest of his team does. A team player, that Grez. There's been a few times he's taken a bullet for the team. Not always on purpose, but that might have worked in there. If I could have changed the color on that. Yeah, it's alright though. I like the way it turned out. And I got the Chipmunk family in there doing the design. They're coming up with the different builds. Because in that reality, the Prairie Dog Family, it's just me sped up. There's a little secret about the movie magic we got going. And we do have music enhanced when I speed it up. The bass line is kind of sped up, and I've had a couple clips here where it doesn't sound bad. I think the bass turned out pretty good. See, and that's an old bass Mr. Editor has used from the beginning since he started to learn to play electric bass. And I always liked the sound of it. Always had a good sound with it. It can hold the tune pretty good. Not too bad when I tune her up for it to lose its. I'll have to tweak it once in a while. But my ear's not as good. I don't hear it as well. I'm getting up there in years, and first thing to go is the hearing, selective. But I enjoy playing that guitar. I've learned on it, starting way back in when I opened up the book and started playing from that. Then I took a few lessons. I wish I could have continued. My instructor was awesome. He could really play the bass, and he was teaching me how to play. And I think if I could have gone at least maybe a few more months with his instructions, man, I'd been an awesome bass player today. Which I can hold my own. I can do all right because I do have a background in bass. I played tuba in high school, in grade school and high school, middle school. I did march in the band. I played the sousaphone, which is the one that wraps around the performer, or the instrument wraps around you, and you have the big bell that you have. And it takes a lot of air. It takes a lot of to get that air to go through that tuba. But when you do it and you get a good sound going, because I don't ever remember the director saying I had a bad sound. Sometimes I didn't get the notes right because I didn't learn the music like I was supposed to. I was bad for trying to learn a piece, and then I go back to something that I know already, and that's how I learn. I do a little bit, and then I go do something else, and then I have to come back and just keep working at it. And see, back in school, I learn a piece or learn some music, and then when I go to school, I get with the band director, and that was one of my hours was a private lesson with the band director, and we go over stuff. And if you're not prepared, he gets mad. Don't blame him. But I did okay though. I didn't have too much trouble. I liked playing. I did practice. I did learn, and I was a very good part of the band. And we did competitions, and I think we did alright in some of them. We sounded really good. We weren't the best marching band, but we did okay. We did march. We did different performances for our football team, and we did graduation. We did stuff up on stage. We also did concert type performances. We did contests where we would go and compete, the whole band, orchestra at the time, because we had the strings in the back. One of the guys I was following, he was a senior when I was coming through, and he played the upright string bass, and he also was learning. He did swing band where he did electric bass too, and I was the next one in line. If I would have stuck it out instead of go looking for a job, but I wanted the money, and I made the decision, and it wasn't all too bad. But I should have stuck out. I should have stuck with band, because I could have been jamming so much today. But because I had that background, I was able to get myself some training. I taught myself to play the electric bass, like I said, knowing how bass works and the idea behind it, and creating rhythms and hooking up with their drummers, and creating a rhythm, because usually your bass and your drums are usually in the back row together, because they work together. They create the rhythm. Then your violins and cornets and your woodwinds and stuff, they create the atmosphere, they create the feeling. But your bass and your drums are the ones that get your foot tapping. And they also add to feeling. They can create ominous emotions going on, especially when you start getting into some of that deep basement bass, where you're really down in the weeds, just digging the bass and just going all bluesy and stuff. You can do some really cool stuff. I mean, you get some soul stuff, or you get to slapping and thumbing it with your thumb, or plucking and picking. You got three fingers going all at the same time, creating harmony. But that's why I like playing the bass, because when I play the bass, the strings are far enough apart that I can play with, because my fingers are not long and stringy enough to do chords. Have a hard time doing chords without one finger muting another string, that you need that string to create the harmonic sound. And so that's why I don't play the regular electric guitar. The strings are too small and too close together. I suppose though, I can learn, but it's just, I stick with the bass. I like the bass. I like to think of me as a bass player, or Ed the bass player, kind of in the background. I always pictured the bass player standing there underneath the street light with with the black shades up against the pole, just, the blues or the jazz or whatever is required for the song and the jam at the time. And he'd be just solely there, maybe even, I know it's not politically correct, but we'd have a cigarette hanging there, puffing on a cigarette, or maybe even a pipe. You could do a pipe, you a pipe. I got a pipe here. The shades and the pipe with the baseball cap that says Valhalla um, on it. Valhalla Graphics. That's a logo I created when I was in graphic arts class, and my instructor at the time, man, cool. He taught me so much, and I appreciate everything he done for me. But that was part of the logo that he helped me create, was the Valhalla graphics, and that's where that hat comes from that you see Mr. Editor wearing. That was from his time as a student learning graphic arts. Being an artist, being loves to draw, paint, and all that. Graphic arts was a great class. I enjoyed it. I got high marks in it. I actually paid attention. And even my classes that were not art related, but more like English and learning to write, learning law, learning. Oh, excellent instructors. I thank you all. NBCC. I appreciate everything you did for me. I got a diploma. I received a diploma. I got high marks. And even though I didn't go out and get a job as a graphic designer, but I have done some freelance, I've gotten paid, so that makes me a professional graphic artist. Ta-da! I made it! Success! But success is not measured just in, achieving a job. I've been using everything they've taught me from day one. Learning to write, learning to look stuff up, research, learning to look at something. The drawing stuff come from when I was a kid. The coloring in and the stuff I did as a kid growing up, it's just the same thing as that. But now it's kind of, you're doing it for trying to achieve something, maybe, create something. Like with roller coaster, planet coaster here, creating an idea, creating an illusion, creating something that would, the park would be so much fun. I can't go to a park anymore. I'd probably I get so sick on one of these rides, I'd be done for the rest of the day. So, but to sit there and be able to kind of go through and design a part that I think I would have a blast at when I was younger, or people would still have a blast at today. So, and then, creating a storyline behind it. That's where the Grizzle's Den comes from. Is all the stuff I did as a gamer. Bringing Grizzle up, my main character, a while, all the way through Ark of Minecraft. Grizzle's been driving tanks. He's been the commander of warships. He hasn't been driving the tanks. He's the TC. He's the tank commander. And I don't drive the tank. I have a driver that drives. I just tell the driver where to go, and he follows my orders. And tapping him on the shoulder with my toes. Okay, turn right, turn left. While I'm looking over this way, looking for some target that's already got eyeball on me, and I'm waiting for the round to come through. Oh, just kidding. I'll be doing some more gaming on World of Tanks. We'll go do some battles, and like I said, I have the M46 on the line. I gotta upgrade that so I can get some bigger and better Cold War tanks to go with the ones I got sitting in the parking lot here. And the park is looking good. We're getting the end of this clip. So from Phil Ed and Old Grez, ELA Studio and Sons, we thank you for watching. Everybody be safe. And we got this one going again. So we'll put this one in the can. I'm looking at time. We got a lot of time here yet. But I better hit the button to pause this, or we're going to go over, and we don't want to go over. So thank you for watching from ELA Studio and Sons.